Hello, YouTubers. Welcome back to Yorkshire Media One. I am Mark, your host, your presenter, whatever you want me to be. And yes, I am cheaper and better than the BBC. What have I got for you today? Well, it is Doctor Who Special 1, first one, part 1. So it's the Doctor Who 60th anniversary special, The Star Beast, part 1. And that's what I'll be doing. So I'll be doing all these in the next coming days, and you'll be getting my thoughts on it and things like that. So what do I think to this? Well, the Star Beast. Well, the Doctor is caught in a fight to the death as a spaceship crashes lands in London, but as the battle wreaks havoc across the city, destiny is converging on the Doctor's old friend Donna Noble, and if she remembers him, she will die. And that's what it's all about. I mean, the opening sequences is a reminder that he had a thing called Donna Noble and things like that. That is very poignant, and it goes on from there. And then the first scene with the Doctor is the TARDIS is in London. He walks out, and he's there in London, so he goes exploring and that, and then he hears a name, he hears a name, he goes and he does help, he sees her and puts box back, and then she shouts Rose, and he goes Rose, and that's Donna's daughter, and it goes off from there, and then the Doctor and Rose sees the spaceship as Donna's packing the boxes up, and she misses it as usual, but the spaceship crash lands, or as we know it, parks in London, and that's it. And all hell is broken loose, all havoc, and that. The Doctor needs to go investigate. He goes to the taxi where it's Donna's husband, and he says, blah blah. He gets it, any case, and off it goes. And then you've got Rose, who's talking to a young lad, and a young lad, and he's saying, "Oh, there's aliens and all this lot. There's an alien on the loose." And so they go to the area where this capsule's crash landed and that, and there is something on the loose. And she goes back home and bumps into what we now know as the Meep and things like that, while the Doctor is still studying the ship and things like that, and talks to the scientist who's in charge, which is number 57, I think it's 57 or 56, and she's in a wheelchair, and while she's talking to Doctor, she crosses her leg. Now, this is where a lot of people are being saying, well, if she's in a wheelchair, she shouldn't be able to move her legs. I know people who are in wheelchairs, they do need the assistance of a wheelchair, but yes, they can cross the legs. They haven't lost control of the legs like some spinal cord injuries some people do, and I know other people who are in wheelchairs and they can't move the bottom of the body at all. So it is what it is. So I don't see reason why people point this out on that particular one, because it's here near there. It's nothing. It is what it is. But yes, she's in a wheelchair. She's got weapons on that wheelchair, which is good, which we do see later on in that particular episode. And that, but at the end of the day, her crossing her legs means nothing. It means nothing. Like I said, I know people who are in wheelchairs and they can move the legs. They can cross the legs if they want, and things like that. So I don't know why people point that out, but they did. I don't know why they point out all the things as well. The thing what were worrying me is because Disney's involved in Doctor Who and that, and I don't understand it, but it doesn't happen for us. But people in America have to watch it on Disney Channel Plus and things like that. So it's a bit weird, I know that, but yeah. So you see the scene with the Doctor with his supersonic screwdriver, and he's getting the specs of the ship and that. he is an alien himself, but he has what we call the supersonic screwdriver, and I think I like that idea of the sonic screwdriver being supersonic. Can be able to do more things than it should. I think that is brilliant, absolutely spot on for me. You know what I mean? And that, but as it goes on, as he comes face to face with Donna again, he goes to the house and things like that. He gets a lift in a truck and things like that, and he gets back to her house, and he knocks on the door anyway, and then he gets in, he sees, goes down, and he sees the meep and Donna and that, and then he gets in, he unlocks the door with screwdriver, supersonic screwdriver, gets in, talking, and remembrance and things like that. He says, "Oh, I know your granddad Wilf and all this and things like that." And but before it gets to that point, he comes in, and Donna's mother smacks him. He says, "Here we go again," which is poignant. That is very good. But also, what I will point out is when Donna Noble's mother, early on in a scene where she says, "Oh, is that racist? Is that wrong? Or is it sexist?" And no, it's not. There's nothing, as far as I was concerned, there was nothing in this particular episode as racist. A lot of people call it woke. Yeah, well, you can say that. Woke is a polite way of saying it's a racist thing, but it's not. It's not being woke. I don't think it's being woke at all. I think it's. I think BBC's trying to please everyone by not, how they do things with the dog. I think the reason why they brought David Tennant back into this is so they could, ruin part of the Doctor, of his Doctor. Don't forget, he's the 14th Doctor in this, in this particular one, and that, and I think, to do things like that, it is bad. But as it goes on, it does goes on and things like that. When they're in kitchen with Donna Noble and she says, "You can't use words like that or pronouns like that," and he goes, "Yeah, well I can." He does, you know what I mean? But it's every opportunity they got is pronouns this, and the meep even says it. Well, my chosen pronoun we will always be the meep, and things like that. You know where it's heading. I mean, I knew where it was heading on this. This were heading to, people who say the non-binary, which doesn't exist, by the way. You cannot be a non-binary person at all. It's just stupidness, wokeness. But the BBC put this into this episode of the Star Beast and things like that, and then they eventually, he uses the sonic to make a shield and things like that, and I think that's good as well. Using it to protect them while they go upstairs, and they do eventually escape the house, as we all know, and get into the taxi, and then zoom, he escapes, and he says, does David Tennant, he says, "We've rather escaped or we've made a big mistake." And then he gets them to an underground, what I call an underground car park facility, and puts the meep on trial, basically. It's a nod to the Fourth Doctor, is this, where he gets his, he puts them on, he puts the meep on trial and things like that, and he brings in the Rolf, is it the Rolf Warriors? I don't know. He brings the Warriors in, who were wanting the meep and things like that, get to know this true story, and then he hands it over to the meep. After questioning these, and then he hands it over to the meep, but the meep turns nasty and kills them, and that's when the Doctor is captured by the meep, because of the psychedelic warriors with the funny eyes. They're the psychedelic warriors, and that who the meep have. And they go up there, and they're all captured basically, and then he gets rescued by the scientist in the wheelchair, and it goes on from there. The Donna Noble family, you can go that way, we'll go this way, Doctor, and that. And, she says, I don't only shoot darts, and she fires and the rockets, out of her wheelchair, which is quite good. Donna, make sure her family, and then locks it, and then she says, I've got to go help. And then she goes to help, and she ends up where the Doctor ends up, in the same room. And he's doing it, and he knows this is it, basically. And this is it, basically, because at the end of the day, Noble needs to come back, and he starts saying pelican and things like that, bringing her memories back, what he suppressed. And then it went on from there. And then she gets the power back. She does a funny odd regeneration, but she does. And then she starts and he starts and stop the ship from taking off. It reverses, because the ship was lifting off. It reverses, and she says Donna Noble is descending, which is a good, because she's told her daughter this: if anyone, I will be there for you. I will descend on them. If anyone hurts you, I will always be there. And she said that early on as well. Quite interesting metaphor, I think. But they stop the ship from going and things like that, and then the warriors come in, and they get switches get flicked, because it's Donna's daughter Rose what's helping them. The warrior, the eyes, they disappear. The psychedelic eyes disappear, and they don't know what's going on. And then David Tennant, he's got Donna Noble, and she says, what? And he said, you're not dead? No. So she's not dead. Rose is doing a bit and all this lot, and she saves the day, basically. And then they get the meat, and David Tennant says, I'll use my ship. The meat says, I'll use my ship, and things like that. And then David Tennant ejects the meat out and brings it back onto Earth. And then the Rolf or Rose, well, I don't know what you call them, Ralph Warriors or whatever you want to call them, Rolf Warriors, and basically got the meat. And the meat saying to the Doctor is, an alien with two hearts is very unique. Wait until I tell my boss, and then off they go, basically. So overall, what do I really think of this? Well, I thought it was a good thing. I thought the ending were good. At the end where they go into the TARDIS, Donna and the Doctor, and then he gives her a cup of coffee, and then she spills it, and then hell breaks loose, basically, at end of that one. But overall, I had to remind myself, this is entertainment. This is for entertainment purposes, and it is for entertainment purposes. And I thought it was very good entertainment overall. Yes, if you dissect it, there's a few things what are a bit wrong and a bit woke and things like that. But as an overall entertainment, it's worked. I understand what people say, the Doctor's racist, but I don't think so. I think what it is, and I think this is the truth of what I think it is that the BBC are trying to please everyone, and they can't do it. You cannot please everyone at the end of the day. You can please some of the people some of the time, but none of the people all of the time. And that's what it is. They're trying to please everyone across the board. Because if you go to the end of where Rose and Rose says, I'm neither this, I'm neither that, but we choose to let it go, and then the actor nearly let it out. She says, I feel better. Well, she was about to say, I feel like I'm a female, but she didn't. So we all know where it will lead. We all know that the Doctor is now classed as non-binary, one gender, blah blah blah. That is the wokeness of it. That's the element of it. So, but it's for entertainment. As overall, I saw it. I saw this as it was. I saw the Star Beast as it was released on telly, I watched it. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. It really made my day basically when it came out. And then I was hearing stories that, oh, Doctor Who is racist and this. Really, really, no, I don't think it is. I enjoyed it. I rate this. It's a good special. They've done a lot more with the 60th anniversary than they did with the 50th. So I rate this. Now, I rated Matt Smith's 50th anniversary a 9 out of 10. Well, I'm going to rate this one below it, 8 out of 10. So this is an 8 out of 10 for me. Even though I enjoyed it, but it has them elements in it, if you know what I mean. It has all the wokiness in it and things when it shouldn't, but it does, and that's that. And so that's the Star Beast. That's my opinion on the Star. Yes, I enjoyed watching it. Overall, if I didn't have to dissect it and watch it again and really get into it, then it would have been classed as a perfect entertainment for all the family. But when you delve deeper into it, you can see where people are coming from. You can see certain pronouns are being used and not being used, and that spoils it, really, for a lot of people. And you don't have to do that. BBC should learn this lesson. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do that. Everyone knows, and I will go into this, everyone knows that there's only two genders, male and female. There's no such thing as non-binary. I don't know where they get it from, but it is what it is. Well, this is what they're trying to do with the Doctor. Well, they were successful in the Star Beast by saying the Doctor is non-gender. He's not a gender. The Doctor can be anyone. Basically, he could regenerate into a Dalek. Things like that. But that would be funny, wouldn't it? Or a Cyberman. That would be funny. But he could do that. If they can choose to what he or she turns, regenerates into. I mean, and things like that. So, really, I just weigh it as fun entertainment. I give it an 8 out of 10. It's one below the 50th because I thought the 50th anniversary was really good with John Hurt and that. I thought that were really good, and this is on that similar lines, but I've marked it down because of what it is, of what they were coming across with the BBC. So at the end of the day, they're trying to fit into everyone. They're trying to please everyone, and not really. They're just pissing people off, basically, at the end of the day. So it is what it is. This is the Doctor Who, what we're going to get in the future. So this is it, really, at the end of the day. But yes, as a piece of entertainment, I found it good. Overall, 8 out of 10. I didn't like the demographic about it, where they were putting in the demographic of non-binary, non-gender and all that. I thought that was rubbish. But at the end of the day, as a piece of entertainment and watching it as a Doctor Who, part of that, yes, it was good. I did enjoy it. I did like it. And it's as simple as that. But don't forget, all these, you got 1, 2, 3, they're all over. It is good. It really is, and it will go into my collection. And it's definitely a keeper because somebody bought me this, so I can't. I won't get rid of it in any case, and that. But there you go. Well, that's my opinion on the Star Beast. So the Star Beast, that's my opinion. I hope people understand it and like it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you're new and hit the bell icon. All that will let you know when I'm uploading another video. Please share the video to your friends and your family and to other social media. Like X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and use the comment section below. I do try and answer all your comments, and I catch you on the next one. Bye for now. Catch you all later.